So what you need to feed into what Daniel was talking about is what Katie's going to be talking about. Welcome to the stage, Katie Waugaman.
All right. Great. Since 2010, utilities have been making a big switch from monthly electric metering to smart meters, which can meter your electric usage in 60, 30, or 15-minute intervals. Now, in the US, there's about 14 million commercial smart meters in buildings. With all of this data we have, or with all these smart meters, we have so much data and insight now into how buildings manage their energy usage. Now, when I started in the energy efficiency industry, I would fly around the country helping out on energy audits to Florida, Michigan, Maine, Ohio, and I often wondered about the impact of my analyses compared to even stepping foot on that plane. Now, with all of this data, we are able to help hundreds of commercial customers each year instead of going to a few locations. With this smart meter data, we're able to focus on the easy measures to decrease energy usage by targeting equipment that's already in place. Here's an example of 7 days of energy usage at a high school. You see a really clear schedule from Monday through Friday, a really steep startup with a really sharp shutdown, minimal usage overnights and on the weekends. They're doing a really good job managing their energy usage. Here's an elementary school, and they're on the right track. You can see that similar schedule profile, but they've got something else going on. All of that cycling overnight and on the weekends indicates a large equipment malfunction most likely, and that's something we can help troubleshoot. This site really needs some work. This is a city hall. They should have really consistent Monday through Friday scheduling in their system, but there's clearly none in place, and their usage is really erratic. Most of the measures that we help folks to figure out and implement at their site are really simple. Schedules and set points are most of what we do. Schedules, you want it to mirror occupancy in the building, and set points, we want to be comfortable yet efficient during the day and at night. Facility staff, they don't have a lot of time on their hands. They're really busy, and they don't have time to figure out, building best practices, what should all of these things be, which is where we can come in. So we call these folks, we try to get a hold of them, and there's usually 2 different kinds of people that we find on the other line. Don't know and don't care. Some people have no idea that the system they've so carefully set up just isn't working how they intended. Other people are maybe too far removed from paying that bill or just don't think that saving energy is in their job description. Things we often hear are, we can't set our building back because it won't recover in the morning. Or my favorite, that's just how it's always been. We guide people through the basics and help troubleshoot issues that come up. In this next example, the dashed line shows the usage before our intervention. Here's a healthcare facility that was running almost 24/7. Once we implemented that low-hanging fruit, those easy measures, they were able to save a ton of money every single year on their energy bill. This next example is a high school. These folks were really skeptical. I don't think this is worth our time. I don't see what the impact is here. But once we were able to convince them and get them to make those simple changes, the numbers really speak for themselves. There are some limitations to our approach. A lot of buildings really need that site visit to start their energy efficiency journey. Lots of buildings have outdated controls. Maybe they just need some investment. They don't have good equipment that we can work with over the phone. On average, in the buildings that we work with, we save 15% of annual electric usage. And the cool thing about smart meter data is that you can prove that with measurement and verification to your utilities and to your customers. Now, Bill stole some of my thunder, but who here is an Xcel Energy residential customer? Okay, awesome. You can go online to My Energy portal and look at your own home's energy usage. Here's an example from my house on a hot weeknight in the summer. You can even see your on-peak, off-peak hours, so you can figure out why your bill is so high, but there's an example of our heat pump turning on to give AC. On a hot summer night. So go ahead and check out your own data. Does anything in there surprise you? You can try turning on some appliances, see how much energy they use. There are a lot of differences between residential and commercial energy as well. Namely, in residential, you're at home at night, so you're not gonna have that same profile that we saw. For commercial, the Xcel offers Empower Intelligence too, so you can go see your data there. And then also heat pumps are just designed a little differently. They're intended to run at an efficient kind of steady state versus furnaces and other appliances that were more built for that steep startup and shutdown that we saw in the data. But at the end of the day, it's not always about the big shiny tech. Energy efficiency projects should always start with that lowest hanging fruit, and sometimes it's just about enabling people to do more with what they already have.
Thank you, Katie. That was great. When I looked at the roster, it was a little confusing. There's Katie, Kai, Kate, Kirsten, and Kate. So we should have a lot more K's to go. So how did you get into the load shape business?
In my current
Yeah, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to do load shapes. There you go. Okay, excellent. I wanted to be an astronaut. and what do? I work with load shapes with electric vehicles. So excellent. All right. By the way, 15% savings for only operational improvements is phenomenal. I mean, think about that across the board, how many billions and billions of dollars that would be. So that's great.